Welcome to Arc Raiders, a world tarnished by robots and overthrown by chaos everywhere, where everyone is out to get each other. I sunk over 100 hours in the playtest to give you an edge over the competition in today's video, covering the basis of everything you need to know to prepare yourself for the exciting world ahead. From every basic monster to the fastest way to get XP and the best weapon combinations using all the up-to-date information that we know. If you want the best chance of getting ahead of everyone else, this is the best place for you, as I was one of the best Dark and Darker players and I peaked the top of the Marvel Rivals leaderboards constantly. It's about to get autistic, so buckle in. Going into your controls, you're going to want to set your shoulder swap to a keybind that's comfortable for you, because in any engagement using natural coverment in this game is very important. If I had to describe the time to kill in Arc Raiders, it is just simply outplayability. It has some of the best in the genre. And if you want me to go into more detail on this, subscribe, as it will be an advanced guide in the future, as there is way too much to cover in this one video without blowing up your brain, which will also cover night raids. I will be exploring everything new before anyone else and speedrunning all the new systems on my Twitch if you want to come follow for the slam test. Twitch.tv/BrightCrescent. I will go over weapons as soon as I shortly go after progression priority. If you don't care about any of that, there is timestamps in the video description. But you can track a recipe by simply going to your workstations after you have crafted one and pressing right click and doing track recipe. You can track the recipe so you can find it in game and it will have an eye symbol in game when you're looting somebody. Another benefit is just knowing what areas you have to go to if you can't remember, because when you open up your map, it will be on the left hand side, also showing you what you need along with your quests, so just also make sure you remember that. It's going to be important that you're gonna max out your medical station first. I would go for the option to craft higher tier shields early, but there's no point in doing that, as carrying a heavier shield gives you a higher move speed penalty. You can only reduce this penalty by actually unlocking it in the skill tree, and it takes quite a bit of playtime to unlock these skills. I would also work on the weapons bench for attachments mostly. Quick tip for XP, even if you're playing in a trio, if you loot someone's locker that's already been looted, you can still get the plus 500. This also works in solos, just for other people who have looted it, just so you're aware. When you queue up, you are going to have two options: free loadout or custom. I'm assuming free loadouts will be changed to be timed. They have no safe pockets, one weapon, and little gear. I would save anything the game gives you and focus on upgrading your weapons with these free loadouts, which increases the base stats of your weapon without attachments. For example, you get 3 beginner rattlers, the worst starting weapon. It is terrible for PvP and needs to be level 3 to one clip somebody, as it has no built-in attachment for the clip, unlike the Stitcher that has the same value as a level 1 or 4, but makes the weapon easier to control for noobs. The second you spawn in after queuing up, you're going to want to run to one of the many locations to fight it out like a battle royale. Make sure you loot lockers, they are absurdly broken. If you do get stuck with a rattler, it isn't the end of the world, but you may as well just go camp and extract or third hand peek a corner, or go farm some attachments and pray from the industrial camps with the boxes. The boxes do drop attachments and they're really broken. If you get a bolt action sniper Pharaoh, you can farm the robotic enemies called Arc around the map, which I will go over in a second. They drop very good early game money and a bunch of quest items, and they're pretty good utility. This weapon can also 2-tap other players. If you get stuck with a Kettler, this can actually kill up to 3 players on a single clip. It's useless in everything else. However, I think if you get attachments on this gun mid-raid, it is the same as the Stitcher and you can just kill literally everybody. There is cameras and metal detectors around the map that will go off if you hit them. Just destroy them with your pickaxe, by the way. The Stitcher, I love the Stitcher. The amount of SMG clips I have in this game of just ripping someone's head off who has a shotgun peeking me is disgusting. The SMGs in this game with stamina upgrades and adrenaline syringes is so much fucking fun. It is crazy. I love the Stitcher. I think it's really good. A lot of people didn't use it. If it has attachments, it's also disgusting. Note to people running scavs, you cannot equip any augments in game, so you're stuck with little inventory space. Late game with carry weight, this could be good for killing people, but early, just farm the Arc and extract. If you're looking for meta PvP, in the beta, I was using the Stitcher Pharaoh the most. They're actually buffing both of my weapons and nerfing everyone else's playstyle because the shotguns were way too strong. The Anvil was also way too strong, so everyone's going to be using the Pharaoh and the Osprey instead. So we're going to be saying goodbye to those weapons. The Anvil is still probably going to be really good early, and I'm still going to be using it with the Toro probably. Just depends on the map and where I'm going. However, that's probably meta. Now that we got my predictions, which is the SMGs and the snipers, make sure to salvage everything that someone has that you cannot carry, as metal parts are used for in-game, out-of-game, and every type of crafting. And also you want to make sure you get out of an area quickly, because people will keep spawning in for the entire raid. This guy's using my combo. I don't want to give out all my tips, like looking at the XP bar to see how much damage you did to someone, but watch this clip and how I roll.
Nah, it's fine.
Dude, his friend bolted on him. His friend bolted.
What, it's an autofill?
If someone's ever insecting a corner and they get a third-hand peek on you, just roll into the wall and it will carry the length of the roll into the wall, giving you some time. Okay, if you do not want to be spoiled about the robots in this game, please skip ahead. If you want the boss ones, they're going to be in a future video, but I'm going to go over what is the scariest mobs out of the basic beginner ones that you will find on the first map that you will play, the dam, and how you essentially have to kill them. I'm about to say something your second grade teacher would tell you, but if it doesn't fly, you won't die. Any AI in this game that isn't flying around as a drone is completely fake and you will be completely okay. Which is the pop, fireball, rollbots, and ticks. The rollbots just roll around and alert any arc nearby when you shoot it and it just tries to run from you. You need shock nades, which is disco bombs from Fortnite. It stuns enemies as well. The pops just explode, the fireballs just explode and light you on fire, and the ticks just jump on your head like a spider crab. I'm gonna go over the drones though. The Hornet just deploys a taser round. It has one reinforced propeller that you have to destroy on the front and then one on the back. Sometimes when they fall, you have to finish them off with 1 or 2 hits. This even happens on the boss mobs, and they'll continue to shoot their weapons at you or just in a straight line like they have no motion. I would go for the Wasp, but it's just a regular drone that shoots light ammo with 4 unreinforced propellers that can fall over to any gun in the game, and it's kind of the most not threatening thing in the world. So we're gonna jump to the Snitch for a second. Snitches are reinforced drones that will do as they say, snitch, and drop police, also known as wasps, and hornets on your location that will follow you and also alert anybody in the area, including Arc. I'm using an Osprey, which is a medium ammo weapon. The Renegade can destroy these turrets fast, but this sniper turret you really want to watch out for. It does as much as a Pharaoh and it can really one-shot you. This thing has gotten me killed by players so many times. Getting spotted by the turret is an instant dinner bell for everyone in the area. Now that we've gone around all the annoying arc, which really is just the sniper turret and the boss mobs, I do want to get into the spraying and some of the gunplay real quick. And I mean the spraying as in the hip firing. Hip firing in this game with a lot of the weapons is really strong, especially the SMGs. So don't be afraid to hip fire. And I also just want to go over some of the utility options. You're going to see me use about all of them except for the smoke and frag grenade. Smoke grenades are going to be essential, as Raider hatch extracts are going to be less common. Watch me just use all of these. A lot of the utility in this game is buyable from the shop, 99% of it, and it's all very strong. Ziplines, defibs, and barricades are essential. These are all pieces of defensive utility that will save you. Barricades are for blocking points of interest, flanks, and jump ups. Defibs instant revive you and allow you to play a game at tag, and ziplines are just broken and allow you to go anywhere. Defibrillators can also be used to revive other people, so if you're feeling friendly or someone seems rather nice, just be careful. They can kill you. It won't put them on their team, as that would be like, you know, broken. But now going over to looting. Loot in Arc Raiders is surprisingly diverse. I found myself finding new loot locations and hotspots with items I have never even found before days into the test. I found that at least for release, the Buried City had the most stray valuables, while the Dam Battleground had more unique looting opportunities such as the Baron Husk, which can actually get you things such as a Queen part without needing to actually defeat one. I would also be on the lookout, especially on the full release of the game, for the field depot stations. They are marked on the map and give you a bunch of free utility and explosives rather than needing to find them all by yourself. The spaceport had a lot of industrial mechanical components and electronical mechanical components all congested into one part of the map. Every map does have different looting opportunities, but the same type of industrial and electronical areas, just with different types of loot. So it makes you have to go to other maps and explore. Quickly going over key rooms, which was the weakest part of the game, as I thought looting was pretty static. If you subscribe, I'll make sure to release the best loot spawns for you guys to farm. Anyway, there was 4 different tiers of key rooms which guaranteed a weapon, higher tier grenades, and mechanical components and Raider hatch keys. All very important for progression on workbenches and fighting mini bosses, but I really hope they improve on the looting, and I believe they will. Keep an eye out for rare and different looting opportunities within the release of the game. This area that you see me camping is a quest zone and also very high valuable loot area. I just want you to know that most of the areas in this game are a one-way entrance, so make sure that you're extremely careful when entering a quest or point of interest. Also, I heard them flanking me from the sniper turret placed outside, so I'm not camping. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of places you want to go early and you're going to have a lot of people to fight. There's going to be like 12 people. That's why crafting is king. You can craft mid-raid, but also crafting in general is cheap. You don't want to be Mr. Moneybags. You don't want to buy everything. You legit just want to craft all of it. Once you learn where to find things, it gets a little bit easier. There's probably going to be an interactive map, but quests and crafting are king. broken. Be careful, your shield and HP bar is actually interlinked, so if you take too much damage even with the shield, you can still go down. You will have to repair your weapons and armors at a workbench at your safe house. Just a note, I have rarely had my shield break unless it's a 30+ interaction raid, but you can still scavenge a shield off someone's corpse. Every raid has a 30-minute timer. Once it hits 0, a nuke goes off. As long as you call the last extract before 0, you can leave on that extract, just so you're aware. There's 2 different types of extract, raider hatch keys and regular extracts, and every map's gonna have a different type of extract on the release of the game, and that's because raider hatch keys are essentially the most broken thing in this game. They can be found in key rooms, corpses, etc. You can keep them in your safe pockets like the safe grapples. If you can see me do that, you know, secret tip for you, keep them in your pocket when you're roaming. But yeah, they're bought for 8K and they make the game way too easy. They're probably going to be nerfed by release, I would assume, because they're way too broken. So yeah, 4 hatches spawn on every map. That's besides the point. Now you've got your loot safely after you've got some valuables or killed some players or stolen some loot or whatever it may be. Or you can take the freeway out that's guarded by players, a wait time, and 2 different boss mobs if it's a night map.
Yo guys, he's right in front of you, isn't he?
There's currently a bug with the boss mobs where if it de-aggroes from a player, either being killed or being chased, it will aggro onto you on your head and it instantly shoot you with rockets. So make sure to run to cover if you ever hear one of these aggroed. I made my guide right before the slam test, so no other guide actually has this. But the Arc Raiders progression wipes have been explained, and here's the main points from them. No mandatory wipes. Arc Raiders will not have mandatory progression wipes. Instead, they are introducing a voluntary system called the Expedition Project. With this project, you simply just collect materials from the in-game world, and over a weekly period, you will dump these materials to be able to reset. At level 20, you will unlock it, allowing voluntary character resets. Each completion of the Expedition Project is required, and players can do this repeatedly by completing more Expedition Projects. The Expedition Project operates on an 8-week cycle. Players work towards projection completion during this period with a 1-week window at the end to finalize. Progress is saved if not completed in this time. Players will lose character-specific progress, levels, skills, inventory, etc. Earned or purchased cosmetics, awards, achievements, ranks, and anything related to the metagame or real money transactions are retained, so don't worry about that. You can skip all onboarding and tutorials after a reset, and incentives for resetting include permanent account unlocks, which we don't know yet, unique cosmetics, and temporary account buffs for each expedition cycle with a cap. It is designed so highly engaged players can restart for new experiences without impacting players with less available time. The approach aims to balance fairness with replayability. It may evolve with new projects, events, and updates like separate little expeditions, like with holidays and more. In my opinion, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with this, because if you're like, if you reset and then killed someone who just has a bunch of stuff, then is it really a reset? I just do want to go over the challenge tab for a second before I wrap up the end of the video. There is a really unique concept that they're doing, that if you can complete enough challenges within your raids, such as finding arc probes, which give you like arc materials for crafting, or killing a certain amount of robots, that you can unlock certain recipes that you can't find in the game itself that are very strong and really powerful that you actually have to do. Some of these are ranging from getting like 20 kills in a single raid to like killing every boss mob on the map. There's some really unique ideas there, and before I wrap up the video, not all recipes are unlocked through challenges. Some can be found in lockers in game, and that's how you unlock craftables for your hideout. Some have to be harder to get because they're more powerful, so they lock it behind. It's mostly attachments like 300% ADS speed on snipers. Higher tier attachments in this game, I haven't talked about them yet, but if you go look at upgrades and attachments, they are disgustingly broken, but that will be an advanced guide in the future on weapons specifically. There's just so many broken attachments and so many broken upgrades that make guns very playable. The last tip is like and subscribe, so I do the 72-hour stream that you can come and watch to get the best guides out of, which you won't get anywhere else. I promise to be the most useful Arc Raiders channel on the internet, or at least I'm gonna try.
Eat my minigun. I killed one.